Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I was just taking a look at our contracts that are available here, and we need to build a new surface outpost on Gilly. We need to do this anyway, so we may as well grab this. There are a few things that we're going to have to do differently here. The outpost must be on motorized wheels. That'll be something that will, I think, happen. ISRU resource conversion unit, yes. 5,000 units of ore is maybe a lot. And supporting at least 16 Kerbals with a viewing cupola. So we're going to need to do some modification. But we'll grab it. And that actually made us a lot of money. Like, that was a very, very valuable contract. So that's definitely something that we're going to be doing. We're going to have to make modifications, and we're going to have to do a few checks. But for the time being, that's something we're going to do. Now, one thing I want to check real quick here. We need to put up a mining module anyway on our Minmus base. How much ore space does this have? 1,500. So we're going to need an ore storage container, I think. Yeah, we're going to need an ore storage container. We're going to need to expand possibly a second habitat unit. This can hold, what, 12 Kerbals? Let's see here. 12 Kerbals plus 2 for the science unit. That's 14. Plus... Okay, we'll be fine. We don't need a second habitation unit for our contract for Gilly. We are going to need an ore storage unit. I think that's very, very clear. Looking through the rest of this, the viewing cupola is something that we could put in potentially on the colony core. Oh, we have one already. Perfect. So that'll be fine. We are going to need an ore storage module, but that's the only primary change that contract will actually bring us. So that's great. That's really, really great. Let's go ahead and open up our mining module. This thing needs to go up to Minmus, and as I minimize the game accidentally, we know for a fact that we've got some issues with our wheels here. So we're going to need to get some wheel modifications done here. And how do we want to do that? Well, I'm thinking about just pulling off these wheels. Actually, I may have changed my mind. We're going to put them back. Get rid of these here. And just move them? We could theoretically combine them together for Minmus purposes and place them about approximately halfway down, where they should, in theory, be perfectly safe. So about here. And then also about here. That shouldn't change our center of mass too much. That should be fine. And we've got our 6 wheels. It should be okay. I would prefer to have an extra set, but we'll be on Minmus in the flats. I think it'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and save that, and we'll launch this guy, because we need to take this over to Minmus. So modifications have been made. And yeah, that pretty much just means an extra module going over to Gilly. Now, one thing we could do, in theory, is assemble the Gilly outpost in Kerbin orbit and deliver it that way. That's a potential option. And that would mean that we wouldn't need all of the landing mechanisms, so we could drop our weight considerably. Very considerably. It'd probably be cheaper. In theory, the colony core's center should be enough. We'd have to think about how much delta V we would get with that much weight out of a second stage like this. But for the time being, it's an interesting idea. Let's go ahead and lift this off, and we'll think about that, but that's a little bit in the future yet. Cool. Let's begin our gravity turn here, beginning it slightly later than we did last time, because our gravity turn was a little aggressive. Cool. I keep forgetting to remove this ladder. It's fine. No big deal. So over we head. And we're on a 92-degree heading. I'm going to try to fix that. Pulling us down a little bit. Okay. I think that'll be reasonable as far as the heading goes. How are we doing on our apoapsis height? Apoapsis height is currently about 8,000 meters. And time to apoapsis is increasing. I mean, that's all well and good, but once again, we're kind of shallow on this gravity turn. We're going to be getting a lot of air resistance. It's fine, we're going to Minmus, but these are things that we're going to have to optimize later on as we get our other colonies up. There's no doubt about that. Time to apoapsis is still increasing, but we're likely going to have to head back up a little bit after our side tanks detach. We can't do that for now, though. We are reliant on air resistance not being too spicy when we detach. So that'll be fine. Detaching in 2, 1, mark. Okay, we're clear. And time to apoapsis is currently dropping, as expected. So we're going to bring this up a bit and get some more vertical speed. Cool. We do require additional verticality. So we're chilling here for the moment. Time to apoapsis is increasing, and our apoapsis height is going up. Once it hits about, I think we're going to target 70 kilometers. 50. We're going to target 50. Once the apoapsis hits 50 kilometers, then we'll head over to the horizon, and that'll be absolutely fine. Of course, right now it's 33. That's pretty low. No doubt about that one. 37. 39. 42. Nice, we're starting to see exponential returns. 45. And 50. Okay, let's head over to the horizon now and get horizontal speed. That should be enough vertical speed, in theory. Excellent. We're still a little bit low, but our altitude isn't that bad. 40 kilometers means that we're still experiencing some drag, but it's not too bad. And we're nearly at orbital velocity already. Wow. Okay. Definitely not the most efficient launch, looking at how much delta V we have left in this tank, but it doesn't actually matter. And we're just going to keep pushing up here until we manage to reach 100 kilometers. I'm going to overshoot at 110 due to some atmospheric drag, but it's not going to be too bad. And we should be basically at orbital velocity here. So we push this out, and yep, as expected. Cool. About 150 meters per second. We can align for this maneuver if we want to, but I'm going to hold off on that. We can also deploy this fairing at this time. I'm just waiting for the heating effects to go down a little bit, and it looks like they're basically gone at this point. So, fantastic. Fairing is out of here. We're not going to do too much in terms of extending bits at this point, but that'll be fine. We can, at this point, definitely head over to the maneuver node. And checking in here, yeah, our electric charge is fine. It's completely fine. Cool. And that is, of course, because we've got these extra batteries on here. So we're going to be entering space soon enough. Oh, hello, sunrise. Fantastic. So we're going to be extending our solar panels as soon as we hit space, which will be, well, another 2 kilometers or so. There's 1 kilometer and 2 kilometers. Beautiful. We'll get our solar panels extracted. Extended is the term. And we'll warp on over to our burn point. Cool. We'll continue to warp a little bit further. And we will commence our burn in about 2 seconds here. 1 and mark. Cool. So we'll need to do our inclination change. That should be good enough. Yeah, that's definitely good enough. And now we'll do our inclination change. So let's go over to Minmus. We'll set that as our target. And at the ascending node here, we will go ahead and do... I always do that opposite. Not retrograde, thanks. We will get some anti-normal burn going on here. Are we in the orbit? We're here. Okay, that's fine. So we're just going to go ahead and do something kind of like this. That's a pretty decent burn there. We're going to have a little bit left over for our transfer burn, but not much at all. Okay, we're going to have to change our timing here a little bit. That'll do. Beautiful. We'll lock to that maneuver node. And we'll warp on over. Cool. So yeah, we'll have a couple hundred meters per second left to take the edge off of our transfer burn, but that'll be fine. It's not like we're short on Delta V. Not for going to Minmus, anyway. If we were going to like, Gilly would be a bit of a stretch here, I think. We definitely want to make sure that we are not having crossfeed here. There we go. Yeah, Gilly would be a bit of a stretch. There's no doubt about that. We'd need a little more Delta V for that, but it'll be fine. We'll get that figured out. Okay. So we're going to commence our inclination change burn here in 1, 0. And off we go. Cool. So our orbital inclination will be approximately correct. It doesn't have to be perfect. That should be good enough. Are we no longer targeting Minmus? Okay, there we go. Cool. So now we're going to plot an encounter with Minmus. We could use the maneuver tool. Or we could do it this way. This is in 8 seconds. Let's hold off on that. Okay, what's that timing looking like? Needs to be back over this way. Cool. So we can pull this apoapsis back a fair amount and optimize our timing a little bit here to be something a bit more like that. That's pretty good, actually. Not bad for a first attempt. We'll dial that in a bit. Cool. Looks good. Inclination's a little wacky, but we don't care. So that's fine. We will physics warp our turn here and prepare for this burn. That'll be in about 29 minutes. So let's warp on forward here. Double checking my staging here. Everything looks good. Excellent. So we'll head on over to Minmus very shortly here. About 4 minutes. Cool, about 1 minute. 30 seconds. 20, 10, and 3, 2, 1, mark. And off we go. Cool. So we've burned out that entire stage, and we are headed to Minmus. Once again, this is going to be a bit of a lengthy burn, and I'm going to quick save because of potential Kraken-y goodness here, but we're going to physics warp forward. Okay, we definitely pick up a bit of a sway here, but it's fine. It'll be okay. Excellent. 1 minute, 20 seconds left in this burn. 1 minute. 40 seconds. All's looking good. 20 seconds remain. Okay. We're going to come out of the physics warp as we get closer to the end here, and the maneuver node starts moving a lot more erratically. 3, 2, 1, and in theory... That's good enough. Okay. That brings us to 81 kilometers. We're going to have to dial this in a little bit more. That'll do. Okay, at the periapsis, we will do a retrograde braking burn and circularize it up. About 200 meters per second there, and our inclination is definitely wacky. I wouldn't mind having changed that, but it's fine. It's completely fine. We're going to have to do an inclination change no matter what. Or we could wait until the colony is, like, right here in the orbit. But, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Let's align for this maneuver. There we go. And we will warp on over to Minmus. Goodbye, Kerbal. Goodbye, Moon. Fantastic. So we've got 544 meters per second left in this tank. This is definitely a much heavier load than our other tanks were. This is an empty tank here, and it's purely meant as a spacer. We don't actually want to fill that. But yeah, this is a heavier load than the others, and will require more Delta V in the future when going to Gilly and other destinations. For now, though, we'll be fine here. We've got 1833 meters per second in our landing system, and we should have started this burn a few seconds ago, but it's fine. We'll be completely okay here. In fact, starting it a bit late is not a problem. I don't think. We may have to adjust our periapsis a little bit once we're done here, but we'll see. Cool. So down comes our periapsis. I just want to be pure retrograde at this time. Okay, that's fine for now. That'll do. And at this point, we're just going to get ourselves an inclination change. We're going to warp around to about here. There we go. Just watching the rotation here, we're going to probably want something kind of like this, but we're going to need some retrograde tossed in there. And a little less normal than what we've got here, actually. Can you not do this, KSP? Thanks. I don't want to be in... No, stop it! I want to adjust this. Okay, I don't know why KSP has decided we don't get to adjust this node, but sure. It's very insistent. Oh, it's probably because we have no connection right now. That's probably what's going on. So, where is our satellite right now? Up here. That's kind of perfect. So we're going to need to warp to around here-ish in order to get our communications restored. No, I didn't want to switch to the colony core. I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah, that was 100% my own fault. Come on. You can load in. Any moment now. We're going to need you loaded, but now is not the time. So we're going to switch back to the colony mining module. I meant to auto-warp, not switch. So that's fine. And we're going to get ourselves our communications back soon. We'll have LOS for that, but we don't quite have it yet. So we need to warp to around here. Now we have communications. Beautiful. I'm just going to get rid of this node. And we'll add in one around here-ish. And we'll just do something kind of like that-ish. I think that we want to be overshooting it a little bit more. Something kind of like this, although I would like this to be out this direction. Yeah, something a little bit more like that. And then toss in some normal there, and then a little bit more retrograde. That's looking more like what I want. Okay, cool. We'll align for that burn. That'll be in about 5 minutes. Cool. And let's warp towards that. So we'll be getting our inclination change here in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and set the colony core as our target. I don't want to be in target mode, I want to be in surface mode here. And we will commence this burn in about 50 seconds. Cool. 2, 1, mark. And down we go. So this is going to burn out the majority of the remaining fuel here, but by no means all of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That'll do. Okay. Yeah, for now that'll do. Once we are approximately here, we will burn off all of our surface velocity. So something along the lines of that. But we can definitely see that things are going to be a little off. We're going to need to make some adjustments. Let's go ahead and rotate so that we are this side up. There we go. And let's head over to our maneuver node. Cool. So we're going to have to do some changes, for sure, to our flight pattern, but that's fine. We're coming on in over here. We're going to be coming in like on this line, which isn't exactly the line that we want, but it's close enough. So we'll warp on forward here just a little bit. Just trying to get this so that I can actually read this burn time. Cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and mark. Excellent. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to burn here instead. Altering our velocity here so that retrograde and anti-target are aligned. There we go. Now we are much more on course. Although we're going to come down a little bit before. So I want to head over to target here. Now, target is going to be towards the ground, and we don't necessarily want to burn towards the ground, so we're just going to go on the same heading at the horizon. Cool. Right about here. And let's get a bit of velocity this way. That is approximately correct. I'm going to get a little bit more velocity, though, in this direction, to overshoot it slightly. There we go. We've got 57 meters per second left in this tank. Okay, that's not a lot. We're going to pull that into this Rockamax tank. There we go. And now we're going to undock. Beautiful. We will control from here, and we will get ourselves a little bit of distance. There we go. And we'll head over to retrograde. Cool. Brakes are going to go on. And for the time being, we're just waiting. Cool. I don't yet know where our landing bullseye is. I don't see it here just yet, but I'm going to commence this burn now. And we're killing our surface velocity here, our horizontal velocity primarily. There is some vertical speed that's being killed here, but that's fine. Just adjusting our heading slightly. And just getting that angling in a little bit better. Cool. So we'll get in position for that. I still don't know where our bullseye is. Actually, I think that's it right there. I believe that's our bullseye. It's very hard to see, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. There goes our tank colliding into the flats. That's fine. No problem whatsoever there, of course. And we are coming down nice and close here. However, we are definitely going to make a small adjustment. There we go. That'll do. And we should probably do a full-on deceleration here. We're only 800 meters up. So let's bring this on down a bit. There, that's much better. Going to make another small adjustment to our velocity here. Cool. This is maybe a little too close, looking at where the bullseye is. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and bring down this velocity a little bit. And yeah, this will do. This will do. I'm going to change our orientation here to be over here. If we wanted to be clever about it, we would have landed here, but that's too much legwork. Cool. Let's bring the speed down just a smidge. And continue to come on in here. Okay, we're going to go into Stability Assist here. And heading over this direction. There we go. Cool. And we'll just gently fall on in. We do have a bit of horizontal speed, I believe. But that seems to be fine. Beautiful. Okay. So, let's think about acceleration here. Are any of our wheels broken? This is feeling weird. We're not getting any acceleration whatsoever. We definitely do need to turn our brakes up to maximum. That's for sure. Broken, repair from EVA. Okay, so that wheel was in fact broken. So was this one. That makes sense, I suppose. We came in at like 2 meters per second. So, yeah, we've got a number of these wheels broken. Looks like 3 of them are broken. Okay, so we're going to grab these guys, turn them to SAS only. And we will, of course, hop over here and have async EVA. You can let go, and we're going to head on over here. We should have the repair kits in this already. Okay, that was a little exciting. Okay, let's head on in here. Beautiful. Okay, so we do indeed have some repair kits here. We are going to do that. Cool. So how many repair kits will this cost? 1 kit. Acing is not a sufficient skill level of engineer. Engineer skill 1 is required. Fantastic. Okay, in that case, things are going to be a little bit spicy then. I'm going to thrust limit these down to 0.5%. And we could use gimbaling. Nope, hang on. I didn't thrust limit this side. That would help. Okay. 0.5%. There we go. Now we can use gimbaling here. We might need a little bit more speed than this. Okay. We'll try 2%. Requires engineer skill level 1. We may have to bring acing back at some point. Okay. Yeah, these wheels just don't spin when they're broken like this. Well. Well. I think we're going to have to bring a higher level engineer here on a temporary assignment. Or more specifically, we probably bring another engineer here, probably Bill, and then acing is taken back to the KSC. That's probably what's going to need to happen. Okay, well, it is past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to have to bring up another engineer. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Unisol, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.